Now let's get an analyst perspective on Apple's latest move and the product announcements here. Joining us now with that take is Daniel Newman, CEO of the Futurum Group and chief analyst at Futurum Research. Daniel, you heard the Steve Kovac report there on what's going to happen. This is, again, maybe not revolutionary in many regards, but it does take a step forward in terms of the hardware and the design. Is it going to be enough? This is the bread and butter for Apple. Is it going to be enough to get people excited about Apple stock again?
Hey, good to be with you, Dom. This is a really tough moment for Apple because the company's got this difficult headwind that people want to hear more, see more about AI, waiting to hear a bit more about Apple Intelligence. Having said that, I'm watching everything be announced in real time. I think some of the things the company is doing incrementally with their AirPods, with the new watch, with this really thin phone, it looks great. But to your question about investors, right now, I think the problem with Apple is that everything that's showing up today is, in fact, pretty incremental. Yes, the phone is thinner, and yes, it looks great. We haven't had a big super cycle in 4 years. We were sort of told that, hey, Apple Intelligence last year was going to drive this big cycle. It didn't really accomplish that. Now we've got the thinnest phone ever, longest battery. Does that drive a super cycle? And of course, we're waiting for price because we want to know, do these phones, slightly longer battery, slightly nicer screen, maybe a bit more durable, are people going to run out and buy them? And if they're going to charge more, if tariffs are going to start to impact, that may be a problem too. So I think it's a tough position. The announcements have been good, but I think with everything NVIDIA is doing and everything Google's doing right now, it's hard for that investor to say, I want to put $1 here into Apple.
NVIDIA, Google / Alphabet, the one thing those two have in common, of course, are a bigger tilt these days towards artificial intelligence. I remember the Apple Intelligence feature was supposed to kick off a possible super cycle for iPhones. It did not happen with this past generation of iPhone. So is it the artificial intelligence aspect that is going to be key to Apple's future with regard to its integration of those AI tools into the hardware in millions and millions of hands across the world?
Yeah, the beauty, and I've continued to say that Apple has the longest on-ramp to get AI right because it does have this multi-billion unit install user base that it can access and that it can tap into. It's partnering with OpenAI, it's partnering with Google. I think because of this size of this shift, you're seeing these other companies across the Mag 7 and others like Broadcom just getting these huge runs up because of what is happening in the data center. And of course, this AI this AI boom is driving all of this additional investment interest. Yesterday, Nebius and Microsoft partner, and you see a company like Nebius jump 40%. And you got Apple investors, traditionally a little safer, a little bit longer horizon, not as much worry about capital risk. But at the same time, they're going, all these other companies have had these parabolic moves. Apple's supposed to be doing more AI. And now you got people like myself for 6 months calling, maybe it's Perplexity. Maybe they should be investing in acquiring a company like Mistral. But they're using AI in their devices, and they have for a long time, and they've done that really well, Dom. But I just can't figure out for that investor group, what is enticing here? It's got to be that, that install user base, but where does that growth come from? You're talking single-digit growth, and you have not seen any of these new features create that super cycle that's going to, really make investors flock back to Apple.